Hey, this is Kevin coming to you again. This time I'm kind of rolling out my German army during World War II, and it's just massive. And so I decided this time I'm just going to take it out box by box, kind of organized not by divisions or corps, but really by vehicle type. So, by 1942, the German army, its armored force was a very, very complex machine. Not just tanks, but it was kind of an entire ecosystem of vehicles that was really built on more speed, firepower, and flexibility. So light reconnaissance was a really big part of the German army at the time. So their cars scouted ahead. They had half-tracks. They carried grenadiers into the fight. They had command vehicles, supply trucks, mobile guns that rolled not only through Russian mud, but France's hedgerows alike. But kind of in this video, I'm just going to explore a little bit of the background of that force. The vehicles that made up the panzer divisions were more than just tanks. They had armored cars to assault guns. It looked more like moving parts of a mechanized army at war, and the Germans were really good at it. So, I'm just showing you pictures here of the various vehicles that I have, but you'll see that there's, various types of half-tracks and things like that. So I'm going to go through each one just kind of a little bit at a time to kind of give you a flavor of the force that's there. The entire backbone of the vehicles that I have are the SDKFZ 251. So some say, what's that? So it's a Sonderkraftfahrzeug, meaning special purpose vehicle. The number 251 identifies it more as a kind of a medium armored personnel carrier used by Panzer Grenadiers. But the SDKFZ 251 came in a lot of different variants. There was the 251/1, 252/2, 3, 7, 9, 16, and each one of those was a different purpose. So the 251 1 was a standard troop transport, the 2 was a mortar carrier, the 3 was a radio vehicle, the 4 was something else, the 7 engineer version, the 9 had a short-barreled 75, which was called a Stummel, then the 16 was a flamethrower. So field commanders, they could really identify each one of its variant numbers. So these half-tracks were pretty essential for the Germanized mechanized infantry tactics, So, it's just... if you read a lot about what the Allies said about these things, you'll see that, like in Normandy, there was a U.S. recon patrol found an abandoned KFZ 251 with fuel and drove it back to HQ. One GI said, well, it rode like a hay wagon, loud as hell, but the guys couldn't stop grinning because it was just a lot of fun to drive around. In Italy, the Brits said they were hard to kill, especially the number 9 version with the Stummel. In Italy, British troops mistook that actually for a tank, and it took a grenade under the rear force to drive the crew out. So they were always there first. They always rode up. So he said, a U.S. officer one time I read said we'd roll into a village and find a few 250s there who just left. We'd see their tracks. You never caught a 250 if it didn't want to be caught. So they were fast and they moved around. They moved like they had rehearsed everything on stage. So they also said when mechanics tried to fix it, they said it was a hell of a thing to work on. They were too over-engineered to love, and they were too damn cool to scrap. So everything required a special wrench in it. So it was just really kind of a funny vehicle. It was loved by crews and hated by the mechanics. Well, anyway, you're going to find a lot of stuff in this video. Pumas and half-tracks and armored cars and trucks and staff vehicles, all kinds of fun things. My favorite are the Pumas. I don't need to even tell you why. But anyway, enjoy the rest of the video and see what I've built. Yes, hey, here's Kevin. And I decided I would try to maybe start putting up pieces of my German World War II army. And it's so massive that I didn't even know where to begin. And I really didn't want to try to organize them into various different divisions or army groups, but just kind of put out the whole collection that you can mix and match. So as you can see, I mean, this is pretty much just a couple of the top boxes. I've got about 10, 12 boxes of Germans. This is 2 of the 12. And this is basically my half-tracks and maybe some light armor, some artillery pieces, a lot of Kubelwagons, various types of transport, etc., etc. And they're painted in just different schemes, but I'll kind of start with here. I really like half-tracks. I think the German half-tracks just looked so damn cool. They were just fabulous. And so I've got just about every kind conceivable mixture with 37 mils on them, with 75 mils, 27 mils, machine guns, auto cannons, and I loved putting them together with different crews and the decals, different camo patterns, and I think they just look fantastic. I really enjoyed modeling them. You can see I've got a lot of half-tracks and a lot of different schemes. I've got them with mortars and Nebelwerfers. I've got them with just about everything that you can think of. So light tracks, trucks, and everything else. And one of my favorite tanks is the Puma. I have 2 sets of those. Actually, I think I have 3 sets. But I think they just look fantastic. And artillery pieces, you know, your pack guns and your large artillery pieces, which I have here in the back. But you know, most of these models, to be honest with you, I think are from the Flames of War, the Battlefront. They're heavy. I mean, these things are like, I mean, real chunks of metal. I mean, this is heavy. This feels like almost a kilo, but it's not. It's probably, you know, a pound. But I think they turned out quite lovely. And you know what I really liked is I built a lot of this because I really wanted to do the Arnhem bridge battle, Grebna. And so a lot of these models are just like the little, his Grebna's little tank and his command vehicle and lots of different types of vehicles that they kind of like just threw together to try to take this bridge back. And I really kind of like that. And towards the late war, you had divisions thrown together of everything conceivable, all kinds of different camo patterns. You had every vehicle that they could possibly muster to throw together to have some resemblance of unit cohesiveness. But I've got some flamethrower half-tracks back here. I've got some mortar half-tracks, and then just a lot of trucks. I mean, convoys of trucks. I don't know what it is, but I like trucks. This is one of my favorite models. I tried to paint this, you know, this German officer sitting back here. I don't know if you can see, with a kind of a black lacquer, you know, look. It looks very staff car-ish. That was a great model that they put together, I thought. I really liked it. And of course, in your various different staff cars and generals sitting them and leaning out and talking. I mean, really nice poses. These were also some of my favorite trucks here, where they have the baggage, right, and they've got a couple of guys hanging on top to protect themselves. I think those are also very nice trucks. And I also like my the pack. I think these are pack 75s, but very nicely modeled and really nicely painted. Very nice figures. Anyway, this is I could probably take and put this into different fighting groups, but I think that just so you can see the models, that's nice. I could put together, I think, just about anything east or west, early, mid, and late war. Panzergrenadiers, a lot of these half-tracks go with different squads, so you can mount them up, and yeah, I think that's what they're used for. So I think you'll probably see them again when I bring out the infantry to show Panzergrenadiers. You kind of show those to the side. This is a little model that I think is kind of obscure, but it shouldn't be even out here, but it's just kind of fun. Is the sniper model that was made. That's a nice model, don't you think? I like it. And yeah, I don't know why it's out here, but it looks nice. And I like the little Kubelwagens. They look great. Well, anyway, this is just the first of my collection that I'm going to throw out here. And I don't remember what these things were, but I think this came with the models for the night vision, you know, that the Germans developed towards the end of the war, where they could actually show it at night. Nebelwerfer or something like that. I can't, or Scheinwerfer. Don't know what they were. But one of the things that I really enjoyed when I modeled these things is I really enjoy putting stowage and finding things that could go on the half-tracks, finding pieces and models, and just trying to make it look as realistic as you can. Mud, chipped metal, different camo patterns, different colors, because that's the way that they were. You know, they came out of the factory towards the end, just their rust color was kind of washed in a red oxide rust sent to the front, and they were soldiers were given a can of paint that was in the dunkelgelb, so kind of a darkish yellow, and then they found paint and mixed it and did their own camo patterns. They painted them in the field. So I just thought that was probably very realistic. It's just painted all kinds of different ways, different camos based on that soldier's artistic abilities. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. This is just the first of 6 videos. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed it.